Uncle Claude here, and I will be talking about my favorite football team of all time, the Pittsburgh Steelers. In fact, that's actually my favorite team in any team sport. I'm a Laker fan as well, but I definitely grew up being a Steeler fan, and you can thank Franco, Mean Joe, Lynn Swann, Stallworth, those guys. You can thank them for that, but I digress. This is about 2024, and I do believe that we will have a very good 2024. I'm going to break down my predictions for this team, their win-loss ratio, and how far they will go in the playoffs. I mean, last year, it was a mess at quarterback. We know how bad Kenny Pickett was. Mason Rudolph, the best thing I can say about him is he threw the ball down the field and he showed no fear. Pickett was too gun-shy, and that's why he's no longer here. And plus, I mean, let's face it, when it came to competition, he crumbled. So we can't have that guy be the face of the franchise. Now enters two quarterbacks. Now, as John Madden used to say, if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterback. So in that case, we don't have a true number one. Now, Russell Wilson, if we got the Russell Wilson of 6 years ago, that would be totally different, but we don't have that man. But here's the thing, and I understand that Russell Wilson got a lot of criticism last couple of years, but let's face it, he did throw for 26 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions. If we have that Russell Wilson this year, we should win 13 games. But I do believe that there's more somewhere in between. And I would not be shocked if the second quarterback in this equation, Justin Fields, becomes the Steeler quarterback by week 5. Because Russell Wilson, let's face it, he is not as dynamic as he once was. Justin Fields has much more upside than Russell Wilson at this stage of their career. But what Justin Fields lacks is consistency. And he also has no excuses. He definitely has the weapons around him with George Pickens, the running game of Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, a very good tight end in Freiermuth. But here's the thing that's going to happen with both guys, and that's the Steeler offensive line, which has been dreadful, I would say, the past 3 years or so. If Dan Moore is still the starting left tackle, we're in big trouble. That's all I have to say. He's been abysmal. And he's been the worst left tackle in pro football. I mean, I just can't put it any plainer. So I'm hoping somebody else beats him out. Now, on the defensive side of the football, of course, listen, our defensive line is stout, and we just gave Cameron Hayward a 3-year extension, which he rightfully deserves. Keanu Benton has improved a lot as well. I really like the depth that we have on the defensive line. Now, of course, the key to our season, let's face it, is the best defensive player in pro football. And his name is TJ Watt. Now, I understand Myles Garrett won the award last year, but that's a joke. He is not the player that TJ Watt is. And when you're talking about the greatest Steeler defensive players of all time, I understand it's me, Joe Green, and everybody else, but you cannot say that TJ Watt is not in the discussion. He is the best blitzing outside linebacker that we've had, and that includes the great James Harrison, Big Game James. And that's saying a lot, considering Pittsburgh has been full of great outside linebackers. Now, I'm not talking about Jack Ham, because he played in the 4-3, and let's face it, Jack Ham is a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's a whole different ballgame. But let's face it, TJ Watt will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's already proven that worth. And I hope that we do not waste his prime and not get at least one Sticky Lombardi. The good thing is that we do have depth at that, especially with Alex Highsmith. And I love the fact that we got a great inside linebacker in Patrick Queen. Getting him from the Ravens That's a game changer. And you'll see when you see the Ravens defense this year, it will not be as good because Patrick Queen is not there. Now, of course, the back end, our secondary outside of Minka Fitzpatrick, has been shaky. Well, outside of Joey Porter Jr. I mean, he's magnificent, and I expect him to make a quantum leap his second year. I would not be shocked if he becomes an all-pro by year 3. He is that good. Now, the rest of them, we're shaky at best, but we definitely need help on that back end, and that's where the pass rush comes into play. This is a make-or-break season for 2 guys. Najee Harris, because they did not pick up his option, and Jaylen Warren is pushing him hard. And George Pickens, who is clearly the number 1 guy in Pittsburgh at the wide receiver position. Now, he's going to need some help from Van Jefferson and the likes, and I was really hoping for the Brandon Ayuk deal, but unfortunately that fell through, and he stayed with the 49ers. It'll be interesting to see how the Steelers counter that. Now, Jamar Chase is rumbling, and I tell you what, wouldn't he look good in a Steeler uniform? But I'm not going to go too crazy, and we'll just see what happens. I do like the young man from Michigan. I think he's going to be a stud. My predictions for the Steelers this year, I do believe that they will be at least 1 game better than they were last season. I believe the Steelers will finish 11-6, and they will finish behind the Baltimore Ravens, but I do believe that we will go further than the Ravens in the playoffs. I would not be shocked if we lost in the AFC Championship game. I do not think that they are Super Bowl ready, but if Justin Fields takes the quantum leap, then that changes everything. But I'm going to temper my enthusiasm because I am not sure about both Wilson and Justin Fields. But that's my predictions for the Steelers this upcoming season. We might as well strap in and get ready for a long ride and enjoy it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Claude signing out. Take care, stay safe, and Pittsburgh Steelers for life. Let's get it.